subscribers. In this video, I would like to share the roles and responsibilities of a pilot command before flight. To begin with, there are two golden rules that would be applicable for all the pilots across the world. Rule number one, the 5P rule. Prior preparation prevents poor performance. Yes, the work starts a day before a flight conduct. Once the pilot is advised or notified about the flight operation, it is his or her responsibility to ensure the one is rested well before the flight. Yes, resting does play a major role to exhibit the efficiency and performance, which can never be compromised through any phase of flight. Rule number two, fitness, mental and physical fitness. Physical fitness indeed is important. The more the fit a pilot is, the further he can prolong his career path, which can be pushed all the way to the capping limit of 60 or 65 years until the retirement, which does vary with respect to the regulatory authorities across the world. The other one is the mental fitness. Any worries that would deteriorate the mental ability should be pushed away. It could be family issues, it could be personal issues, finance issues, and many more. Everything shuts down at home. The minute we step out of the house, the focus is all about flight operations, having safety as the paramount. Now, when does the duty of a pilot start? The pilot's duty officially starts the time he reports for medical breath analysis test at the medical cell, which is generally located in the flight dispatch or the airline's office, which would be in the airline premises. Now, from that point onwards, the pilots are officially recognized and accepted for the flight. What are all the factors that the pilot needs to look into? Let me list the top few factors which is required. To begin with, is to analyze and to assess the aircraft status. Is the aircraft parts and all the equipments are serviceable and are in numbers? If there are any missing parts or any equipments are unserviceable, what are all the factors that we need to look into? Any missing part or unserviceable part would lead to either a performance penalty or a fuel penalty or a modification in the operational procedure. Having a thorough analysis, the pilot would get to know what should it be catered for. An example, an aircraft being dispatched with one air conditioning packs inoperative does require a lower level to fly, which means when the aircraft flies to a lower level, it does burn more fuel, which in turn it affects the performance and the fuel penalty. Any other equipment, for example, let's say any deceleration devices, let's say braking devices are under inoperative status. Yes, it does cater for an operational change. So pilot must be totally aware of what are all the operational considerations that he needs to cater to safely operate the aircraft and to bring the aircraft to a complete stop with the deceleration devices being non-serviceable. The second factor is weather. Yes, in this case, a very strong and sound knowledge of weather conditions, meteorological environment, and the forecast in 4 dimensions analysis is mandatory. It's not just 3, it also deals with the 4th dimension. Let me brief you how. Aircraft operates in 3-dimension axis, that's lateral, vertical, and longitudinal. In top of that, we need to analyze the weather conditions layer by layer, because aircraft does pass through several altitudes. And how is the weather condition existing at a given height, at a given location for the given time? It is not about how the weather condition is persisting now at the departure point and now at the destination. No, we need to look into a span, it's called the weather window, for departure and en route weather conditions and into destination, as well as to the diversion alternates. So it's about catering again for extra fuel required should there be a diversion required en route. The third factor to come up with is analysis of NOTAM. NOTAM stands for Notice to Airmen. So this document gives the pilot information about the facilities that are available for a flight operations in the airport and in the airspace. It's again the pilot's responsibility to ensure that the facilities that is required for today's operation is available at the given time to our destination or to alternates or to the departure point. For example, certain airfields, especially the military-based airfields, do have watch hours, which means they may not be 24 hours operational. So it's a pilot's responsibility to ensure that by the time we reach the destination, are those airfields available to land? If not, to divert, is the diversion airfields available? Yes, so we need to understand that, not just that I'm compressing it, much more to it. So this is a general idea about it. And the fourth factor comes into a role of the fuel computation, which is a major case. So we start by analyzing what is my aircraft capable of lifting in terms of weight for today. What is my aircraft is capable of landing in terms of weight for today's weather condition and the airfield restriction. If my aircraft is capable of carrying, let's say, 100 tons, how much is my aircraft weighing on its own? How much does the passenger and cargo weigh? And how much space do I have for fuel? So based on this, we work out fuel math and finalize the fuel. Yes, this fuel computation does happen with the crew coordination. CRM, that's a crew resource management, plays a major role. The pilot command and the first officer should agree to a given figure, and then that figure fuel will be finalized and forwarded to the engineering team where the aircraft would get onto the refueling status. And the last point is the crew briefing. Once the pilot have done their studies about the flight, now we take it further to the flight attendants. Now this is also another major rule, to let the flight attendants know about the flight status for today. To begin with, we have to inform them how much time are we going to take to taxi out from the departure point, how much is going to be the cruise time, at what time are we expected to land into our destination. And second point is about the weather conditions, briefing them about, are we expecting rain showers, or is it going to be a smooth flight, is there any turbulence expected, if so, when are the turbulence expected, and what are the precautionary factors we need to do, and brief them about the hijack procedures. In case of hijack, what are the commands, what are the secret and discrete codes that needs to be used, and also about the dangerous goods on board the aircraft. Should there be any non-normal situation occurring because of the dangerous good, what is the drill that is required to be followed for today's flight. And apart from that, any special instructions, what a captain needs to convey it, they are informed about it. Which in turn also a discussion. If any doubts or questions, suggestions that a cabin crew wants to report to the captain, and it can be said. Once these are complete, we sign off and we will proceed towards the aircraft, and the flight operations, in-flight ops, starts from there on. And I hope this video was useful and informative. If you like, please do share, subscribe, and support us with your comments below. Looking forward for more videos. Pilots are just plain people. Thank you.